Greetings, Roughnecks. Your time is valuable, so let's jump right in. These are the items that I'll help you learn within this guide. First up, the new Lithophage mission modifier. These can spawn in any missions located within the Meteor shower infection zones, noted by the glowing red aura aboard the space rig. While these are fairly straightforward, I'll give you a rundown. These missions add an extra objective, which is to clean 1 to 3 Rockpox infestations. Run up to the infection, call down a cleaning pod, and use the lithofoamer to shoot the glowing yellow spores. After it's been foamed, get a teammate to use the Lithovac to suck up the pustules. Alternatively, you can order Bosco to vacuum if you play solo. That's all there is to it! But do be mindful of your infection levels. If at 100%, you'll be grabbed by the Rockpox and will have to wiggle free. Next up, the seasonal event, the Meteor Strike. This can spawn inside a mission within the same red glowing infection zone. However, it cannot spawn in missions that already have a Lithophage modifier due to the meteor already striking that area and spreading. First, clear the area. A meteor falling on your DRG property will probably anger management. Once the meteor is landed, call down rock crusher pods by running up to the meteor. Drag out the power cables to both sides. After meeting the distance, the cable will become a rock crusher attachment. Start up the crushing and defend the pods. You can always repair them if things get out of hand. After defeating the event, deposit your plague hearts. Collect 6 of these and you'll earn a scrib you can use on cosmetic items back at the space rig. Also note that if you find any rival tech while on missions, the data cells you recover will not do anything for you, not even give you the 1250 XP boon it gave last season. The Glyphids have spent too much time with these Rockpox and have become infected with them. 3 new enemies now haunt the caves. The Rockpox larvae, who the dwarves lovingly refer to as pox noodles, are harmless by their lonesome to us, but to Glyphids, one larva can create a new annoyance to deal with. Larvae can increase your infection meter, so deal with them quickly, for your sake and the poor Glyphids. Rockpox Glyphids, however, cannot be dealt with so easily. Not only will they increase your infection meter with their aura and ranged larva throw, but they pack considerably more health than your typical enemies. Pop all the glowing boils on them and they will die instantly. And please, avoid wasting ammo. The final new threat to the caves is the Rockpox-infected Praetorians. Much like the infected Glyphids, they have an infection aura and a larva lob attack. They also sport infection breath instead of their standard acid breath. Pop all the boils and they die instantly. Be careful though, as their death fog also increases your infection meter. After a brief adjustment period, these enemies will be just another cave annoyance. Please note, however, that it is possible to have an attack wave of these enemies spawn. Circle like a shark and try to pop as many boils as possible. Season 3 cosmetics within the Season Pass focus on Doctor-esque items like masks, braided hair to keep out of your face, and Plague Doctor get-ups. The Scrib Unlockables have taken the theme of military tech, many of which look like great additions to the weapon cosmetics, as well as military-style helmets that are sure to intimidate friends and foes alike. New season means new DLC cosmetics for $7. If you can spare the scratch, these items are sure to make you feel like a proper white blood cell cleaning away infection. And finally, Season 3 comes along with a new grenade for each of the 4 classes. I will be injecting a little bit more of my opinion into this next bit, but just know that my thoughts aren't law and all these grenades have their place in certain builds. Starting with the Driller. The Spring Loader grenade propels itself forward, cutting enemies in half. You can also throw it on walls and it will climb and circle relentlessly until it reaches its roll distance before shattering. While this grenade certainly is effective, the Driller's main weapons deal heavily with mob clearance, while their secondary and grenades have aimed more at single target elimination. I still prefer the Impact Axe as my grenade of choice for the Driller. However, this grenade is quite good at multiple target elimination. Plus you get to do geometry to help its roll kill more Glyphids in tight spaces. The Scout's new grenade, the Shop Boomerang, is thrown forward and jumps from target to target to inflict a small amount of damage and inflicts the stun status to its victims. The Boomerang can jump to up to 9 max enemies before breaking or returning. It also does not cost a grenade if thrown and no enemies are hit before returning. The Scout focuses heavily on a get-in, get-out mentality. They can deal with mobs and larger foe by zipping in and out of crowds to kill quickly. However, when cornered and unable to run, the Scout has to rely on their grenade. While the stunning capacity that this grenade has is useful, I don't believe this grenade can outmatch the pheromone canister in terms of distracting and as a flee tactic. But it is a fair grenade. The Engineer's new grenade is the Shredder Swarm. You simply throw the grenade anywhere and a swarm of shredder drones teleport in. They last for quite some time and can deal with threats autonomously. After a set time, they deactivate and are destroyed. While you can only carry 4 of these at a time, I believe this is probably the best grenade for Engineer at the current moment, only rivaled by the Proximity Mine. While the mine can deal with threats if you prepped and lined things up accordingly, these shredders can kill effectively and without prep time. The Engineer is a support-based class that always has friends in the form of turrets or crewmates. so why not have some more friends to kill glyphids with? Finally, the gunner's grenade is a hailstorm of lead. After thrown, it burst fires tons of rounds in a sphere zone. It can deal with small fry effectively and is especially useful in more condensed areas of the cave. Although visually impressive, this grenade does not perform well. As the gunner, you have access to several AoE weapons as your primary, and single target secondaries. I still prefer the sticky grenade for its ability to attach to a glyphid and make it flee for a short time, giving you some breathing room. While I can see this grenade being useful for Gatling gun mains for its quick ad clear, with the missile launcher and Thunderhead, it just can't clear ads better than a shot or two from your primary. So there you have it, everything you need to know to be an effective and competent miner for the company in Season 3. Let me know what you think of the new caves, glyphids, grenades, and events down below. Thanks for watching, Roughnecks. Rock and Stone.